3, 2, 1.
Woohoo! Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. We are live. Blog Talk Radio is live, and I am going to welcome everyone with Tiny House Village music. It's kind of loud, but I haven't been able to control it. But welcome everyone to my village. Let's get this party started. We got a lot to talk about, so let's do it. Here we go. Wow. I watched that video and think I've come a long way. I'm so grateful and happy to be in my tiny space here. 320 square feet of love, joy, peace, music, happiness. Woohoo! I'm about to fly. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. And Blog Talk Radio is working. I even got a free credit for next month because I complained so much about them not working. And they assured me that Blog Talk has fixed the problem and they are rolling and ready to go. So woo-hoo-hoo. So if they're rolling and ready to go, then I want to welcome our female solution global family. Here we go.
Blog Talk Radio. Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
Yes, yes, yes. We want to talk to you, but more important, I want you to talk to me or us here in this body, in this place, because there's so much going on in the world right now. Oh my goodness. I've noticed something about Brazilian butt lifts too that kind of bothers me, that women are spending a lot of money going to get BBLs, they call them. And I'm going to show you a simple exercise you can do to raise your gluteus maximus muscles. I've been doing this exercise for a while, and I've gotten compliments from my family, so I know it works. And I feel it works because you want strong butt muscles to sit long periods of time. For instance, it's, maybe there's a sexual thing associated with it. I don't know. Women are the way they are, and men are the way they are. And so, of course, a Brazilian butt lift for some look sexier, but some of them have gone to the extreme with these BBLs. So I want to show you a way to get a healthier gluteus maximus, butt, whatever, that has worked for me. And there are many professionals out there who agree that this works. So thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you'll talk to me by way of Blog Talk Radio. It's working. In fact, let me put up my banner so you have the phone number there. You don't have to call the 727 number today because 515-605-9325 is up and running. It's working, at least as of a few minutes ago. Let me just check. Yep, it's there. And I already have one caller in the studio. Thank you. Looks like Mama AZ is here. Mama AZ, love you, love you, love you. She's in Arizona. She gets up early in the morning to join me. And I always feel her energy when I see her number. So thank you, Mama AZ, for being a faithful, loving, supportive friend all these years. Sister, I call you a sister. She's a sister. We got another caller I see there. I think that's a Chicago number. So, welcome everybody. We got a lot to talk about, but first, let's do some joint rolling. Let's get this body ready for whatever's coming our way. We got all these plans of the elite to weaken this body, but I'm here to help you strengthen this body. And let me show you right off the bat how to lift your butt muscles, because I think it's important for those women out there who want to be sexy, whatever. I'm going to show you an exercise that I do that has strengthened my gluteus maximus butt muscles. Okay. So the first thing there's two ways you can do this. I'm going to do you can either stand here and lift your leg, hold it for a second. You can do 3 sets of 10 of these or more, however, whatever you feel like. When you do this, you are working this muscle here and strengthening it, and it creates hormones that will start the muscles to grow right here. So my butt used to be totally flat, and I don't stand, but you can stand and do this. Just lift each leg, do like 3 sets of 10, and you're working these muscles. Do this every day. Just stand against the wall. Or this is what I do. I get on my hands and knees, even down here, and raise this leg, hold it. And I do this to Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. Marvin Gaye's music. I could do this all day because I'm listening to the music, but just lifting this leg, holding that for about a second or two, and do like 3 sets of 10. And then the other exercise I learned is with the knee bent, going up across the other leg and down, up. And this really strengthens those gluteus maximus. Ladies, oh my goodness, stop spending all that money just to look sexy, I guess. Somebody tell me, what is the purpose of having a big butt? Okay, sexy, I guess, but listen, you got a lot of men going for flat butt women because they looking at the brain, okay? So work on the brain part and health part, because no man wants a woman who's sick and tired. I'm telling you, just facts. The man does not want to be taking care of you in a hospital and helping you get well. It's up to us, ladies. That's the power we have. Strengthen these muscles. I'm a senior citizen. I'm working on me every day because I don't want to be in a nursing home. I've seen the nursing homes, what they look like, what they smell like, and I work on me every day, mind, body, and especially my soul. So let us take a deep breath this morning, first and foremost. That to me is the most important tool we have to stay healthy, is our breath. Breathing in from the belly, breathing in from the belly, holding it, exhale. Inhale, inspiration, and exhale, expire. The French say inspire, breathe in, and expire. When you are in a crisis or stressful situation, that's the first thing you should think about, is deep breathing. What it does is activate your brain cells and all the cells in your body to calm you down and to keep you in balance, homeostasis. Breathing in and out slowly. Breathe in and out slowly. Practice this every day. Please practice it every day. When you start hearing reports of your neighbors who got the monkeypox virus or whatever, they got a plan. Just start deep breathing. That's your defense, first and foremost. Breathe in. This is not going to affect me. It's not going to bother me. And we're going to talk about more of that in just a few minutes, because you have all the tools you need to be healthy and safe and protected. All right. So thank you all for getting up early this morning to help me roll these joints with you. You are the main characters in this event today. So let us join together, and we've got someone with their hand up already. All right. We'll be right at you after we do our roll our joints, because we got to get the muscles, the circulation, the immune system and the lymphatic system working first thing in the morning, and then the rest of your day will go so much better. Why do we do joint rolling? Once again, improves your circulation. It strengthens the muscles around the joints, so you won't have achy joints. You won't be sick and tired. Your blood will circulate better. And right now, especially as we move out of summer is still here in Florida, but as we move out of summer, your immune system will be boosted every time you're rolling these joints around and saying to yourself how wonderful we are. We meaning all these trillions of cells in our body. So let's put on some time for healing music. It is always time for healing, especially after the performances I watched this week in Chicago with the Democratic Party. Oh my goodness. They give such wonderful speeches at these conventions. And then you know what? Hardly any of it comes true. If you live long enough to have watched conventions, political party conventions, they all look good, sound good, feel good. Everybody's laughing, happy, cry. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna be. Well, BS, pure BS. Let's get time for here. Let's do some genuine work today that we know will pay off. Not with the BS you heard at the Democratic convention. All feel good stuff. So let's get busy. Time for healing. Okay, so we want to start. I'm trying to get my. We want to start with. I lost something there. Okay, yeah, we're here. All right, let me turn that up just a bit. Take a look around. This world has gone insane. And I'm getting bolder and bolder every day because what else can I do? Oh my goodness, the world has gone insane. So let's start with rolling our neck, our big head around and stretching out the neck. War and destruction continue to escalate. Worldwide epidemic of ignorance and hate. Ooh, sing it. Okay, rolling the head around. Let's stretch out the neck muscles and let's take your time. Don't rush. Please don't rush. Twisty, and rolling. All right, let's go both directions. Breathing in as we go. Remember, your breath is the key to, I would say, more than 60% of your health problems can be taken care of if you do some deep breathing every day and spend time in nature. Okay, so let's pause and roll those shoulders back. Ooh, I can feel that in my back. I don't know what's wrong. My I need a new mattress, or I don't know. I'm sleeping wrong because I wake up a lot of times with backache, and then when I start rolling, it goes away. So it's just a matter of where I'm sleeping or how I'm sleeping. So let's roll those shoulders forward and back. Loosen up. Let's do some swimming in the sea of energy. And backstroke. Now, we're going to get on our backs and kick these legs up. Kick the legs up and roll the ankles and the wrists. Again, we're strengthening our muscles around those areas and building circulation in the body, in the legs and arms, and strengthening our lymphatic system, helping our lymphatic system to drain all the toxins and the food the bad stuff we ate yesterday. Let it go. And let it get out. And this helps your colon to work. It's interesting how when you're rolling your joints, that blood is stimulating the colon as well to help you eliminate better. All right, let's go. I'm talking too much. Let me see. Did I go the other direction? Let's go both directions. Strengthening the wrist and ankle joints right now, if you're not watching. All right, let's rub our hands together, massage the knees, give them a little boost, and roll those lower legs around, because you're really working the whole leg when you do this, because you have to use these muscles to move the lower leg. So your whole leg is getting a workout. Then you go the other direction, and all these muscles around the knee are getting strengthened. Ooh, yeah. She's using the right muscles today. And then we put our feet on the floor, and let's just get the elbows working, rolling the lower arm around to work. Okay, let me get my camera changed. Okay, rolling the lower arm around in both directions and getting the elbow energy working. How many times have you been on your elbows and then they're stiff and they're in pain? That's because we're not strengthening the muscles and using these, bending the elbows enough. All right, so let's go on our side now. And let's move that leg all the way around. If you can, I'm going to show you another way to do this, but this gets a full muscle workout around the hips when you do this. Take your inhale. Now, let me give a disclaimer here. I'm not a doctor. Let's go the other direction. And I'm not a doctor. And so if you have any type of chronic or acute condition, pain, whatever, and you haven't been able to resolve it, please see your doctor or your health professional. I'm here to share my experience that has kept me healthy all these almost 70 years on planet Earth. So I'm just here to share my experience and what has worked for me. And then I strongly encourage you to try it out for yourself. Let's roll over to the other side. And let's get the other leg moving. Rolling that whole, if you can, roll the whole leg around slowly. Just take your time. Take your time. And then go the other direction. Go the other direction. And breathing in and out. Now, if you have trouble with the lower leg rolling, this is an alternative, is to just flex the knee and the feet. If you can't roll, just flex and straighten. Flex and straighten. This is an alternative to the rolling. We love to roll, but I realize some people have a hard time rolling, but this will help as well, because you're bringing blood to that area and improving the joints. So bend and flex. So same thing with the legs. Lift the leg up in the morning. You wake up, thank you, Yah, for waking me up. And then start lifting those legs one at a time. If you don't want to roll, just lift the leg. I have a friend who was suffering with constipation, and I suggested he do this leg lift as long as he could. I think he did it 100 times. And guess what? He was on the toilet emptying out his colon. So this is just a suggestion. If you're struggling with constipation, you're really exercising the colon muscles here, as well as getting energy to the hip muscles and more. All right, let's grab those knees, hug those knees, rock side to side, and then rock to one side and push up. Come on up. Woohoo, you did it, you did it. Give yourself a hand. Now we want to finish off with vagus nerve stimulation. The vagus nerve is just another amazing part of this human body that loves to be stimulated, because it runs all the way from your brainstem down your spine, and it branches out into the whole body area, the arms, legs, everywhere. So, and it's key to balancing your stress. So sometimes if you feel stressed, just place the hands on the back of the neck, squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Oh, I can feel the energy flow all the way to my toes when I do that. So I know that this stimulates the whole body to be in balance. It's a love movement. You're actually giving your body more love. More love, more love, more love. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out as you do that, so that you are activating the cells in your body, the muscles, the organs to come alive, and help you do what you have to do today. Let's tap down the shoulder, down the arm, give some love to your skin, your lymphatic drainage areas here. Tap down, tap down, tap down. Key to your lymphatic system is right above your collarbone. This area in here, if you massage that, that helps to drain any toxins or fluids that don't need to be there, that are stuck or not flowing. So this is a key area above your collarbone to just give attention to and massage, and then tap down on the chest where the thymus gland is. Tap around the breast. Give your breasts a little massage. Tell them how much you love them. Love you, boobies. And then continue down to what? The microbiome, around the navel. Around the navel. All right. And then don't forget, back here, you've got kidneys, adrenal glands. Love, love, love. They do a lot of work back there. People lose their kidneys, and the adrenal glands are pumping out a lot of hormones for some lately when they're stressed. So give that area a good tap, 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 tap. And then come back here. Give yourself a hand. We are so, so grateful to be here this morning. So I want to introduce you to my new linen creation. I've been talking about linen 5,000 megahertz. So I created with the last piece of fabric that I had, that I ordered from Austria. I created a poncho thanks to my sister Habib, who showed me her grandmother's poncho, I believe it was, and how much she loved it and how many compliments she gets from it. So I created our first linen poncho. Now, this is a piece of linen fabric that I sewed and put a trim on it, and it has places to put your arms, okay? And you can go to my website to see all the different ways that you can wear it, and with different. So you put this on, you put your arms through the holes, and I'm going to be creating some nice trims for my clients. And look at this, how many ways you can wear this. You can drape it around you. You can hang it over your shoulder like this. You can even put a belt on it for more fashion statement. And look at the beautiful way it hangs in the front. You can even use it as a hoodie. Look at this. Hoodie time, especially in Florida. Perhaps you're traveling and you're going into a sacred place and then you need to cover your head. Guess what? You already have it available to you. So this is my new creation. I'm going to be offering different colors, different trims. I'm so excited because now that the pandemic is kind of heating up, we need to protect our energy. Okay, that's what the name of the game is going into the fall season. Protect your energy. And that's what my friend Ralph Smart talks about. And we're going to talk, I'm going to show you Ralph Smart's introduction to what I'm seeing as the new pandemic. And you judge for yourself. But first, let's take our first break. This show today is only an hour, unless you, the listener, have more to say. I'm willing to go overtime, but here at the Female Solution, we're working to give you better quality and reduce the quantity of time that we spend on the air. So I'm going to go to a break, or commercial break, and while I move back to my studio. So you get to see all the beautiful women who are working every day for the Female
The
Solution.
Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating, empowering, interactive conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Gathering of the Griots with Asada. Wednesdays, Repairing Family Relationships with Naima and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Veggie Brunch Live with Angela. Fridays, Health and Well-Being with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Global Talks with Zana. Second Saturday, Walk in Your Divine Authority with Mama Joy. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. Fourth Saturday, be a judge on the virtual Teens, Tweens, and Tots Talent Contest. And fifth Saturday, join us on location as we conversate at the Elevate Cafe, owner Jackie Brooks. Sundays, join us 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Go to thefemalesolution.com to join us on our video or audio live streaming platforms. Listen at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in on the Blog Talk Radio Network 515-605-9325 or call in and comment on the On Air Radio Network 727-731-5192. We want to hear from you.
Yes, yes, yes. We want to hear from you. So I want to get started because I'm only planning to be here for an hour unless we go overtime, which I'm ready to do. If you have questions, comments that are important and relevant to the topic. The topic today, Plandemic 2024. Is that what we're looking at? Are we looking at a Plandemic 2024? Let me go to my brother Ralph Smart first, and then I'll come back to this video that I planned about the universe. So why did I came up with this topic because I wasn't even aware of what the WHO was doing, but I watch Ralph Smart all the time, and he had shared this information on his show, on his YouTube channel. Ralph Smart, for those of you who don't know him, he is a psychologist, but he does YouTube videos all the time on spiritual health mostly. And he always has a higher perspective on what's going on in the world. So this is the way he introduced the question of, are we in a pandemic 2024 already? So let's listen to my friend Ralph Smart for a few minutes, and let's hear what he had to say about this topic.
Let's play what Tedros had to say.
Mpox has been reported in the Democratic Republic of the Congo for more than a decade, and the number of cases reported each year has increased steadily over that period. Last year, reported cases increased significantly, and already the number of cases reported so far this year has exceeded last year's total, with more than 14,000 cases and 524 deaths. Today, the emergency committee met and advised me that, in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern. I have accepted that advice. The detection and rapid spread.
Let me just say he's accepted that advice because he is their number one puppet in the WHO. He's a great puppet, and his puppet masters told him what to do. He's accepted it, so he's doing a great job.
Of a new clade of Mpox in eastern DRC, its detection in neighboring countries that had not previously reported Mpox, and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is very worrying.
Africa and beyond. We are the beyond in the United States, so listen up.
In addition to other outbreaks, of other clades of mpox in other parts of Africa, it's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop this outbreak.
Here, here, coordinated international response. What does that tell you right there? They got to coordinate because this is a serious epidemic.
And save lives.
Okay, so WHO, World Health Organization, that's who, has declared mpox a global health emergency. Okay, so first and foremost, out of Africa, they've said that Sweden is one of the first countries to have the most dangerous variant of the mpox. They've had their first case, right? So let me just talk about some of the key facts of this mpox before I give you my response, deep divers. Look, okay, so global impact. Mpox cases reported in over 70 countries worldwide. Transmission. Mpox spreads through close contact, including skin-to-skin touch, respiratory droplets, and contaminated surfaces. Symptoms. Common symptoms include fever, headache, muscle aches, and skin-to-skin and skin lesions. Vaccination. WHO recommends vaccination for high-risk groups, including healthcare workers and individuals with weakened immune systems. Containment. Public health measures such as contact tracing and isolation, crucial in controlling the outbreak, right? So, deep divers, mpox is kind of taking the world by storm right now, and I'm going to give you my response.
Yeah, we want to hear the response of a man who is usually very positive, optimistic, and very wise. So let's go into his response instead of the pictures of scary mpox and what this means for us.
To do, deep divers, okay? In my mind, you don't have to be afraid of mpox, but you do have to be aware that we are living in great times of change, and you are going to see more outbreaks on a global scale that are really going to test humanity. Because you see, COVID, that was just the beginning. And we're in a whole season where you're going to start to see more outbreaks, more viruses. And in this day and age, you really want to protect your energy, deep divers. That means not consuming fear-based media. That means getting your ass into the heart of nature. That means spending less time on your phone and more time with people. That means not being in a state of fear, but being in a state of love. That means not feeding into the propaganda all around you. That means finding the right community so you can have the right support. Now, I also came across this Donald Trump video clip, which is very fascinating. And once again, I always tell you, Democrat, Republican, two sides of the same coin. Vote for yourself, vote for love, or even vote for the cat down the road. But what he had to say is very interesting. Listen to this, deep divers.
The left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, you know what else is coming? An election. They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship, more illegal drop boxes, more mail-in ballots, and trillions of dollars in payoffs to their political allies heading into the 2024 election. Does that sound familiar? These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. And we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates. They rigged the 2020 election, and now they're trying to do the same thing all over again by rigging the most important election in the history of our country, the 2024 election, even if it means trying to bring back COVID. But they will fail because we will not let it happen. When I'm back in the White House, I will use every available authority to cut federal funding to any school, college.
Choose love and not fear. And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive.
All right. So that's an opinion of not only Ralph Smart, but Donald Trump chimes in there at the end, which I thought was interesting, because that's exactly how I feel about this. I am not going to comply. But the question that came up in my Facebook page about this, and I got a really interesting reply from a doctor, Dr. Cohen. He's been on my show, Rabbi Cohen. He's a medical doctor. He heads a sickle cell anemia clinic in Atlanta, Georgia. And so I want to read to you what he had to say about monkeypox, because I was not aware of this information. And okay, what happened? Got somebody threw off my comments here. But he was talking about Rabbi Cohen is saying that monkeypox, or what they're now calling mpox, is basically an STD, which means sexually transmitted disease. So if you think about where it's coming from, or where they've had cases for over 10 years, this is nothing new, this mpox, monkeypox. They've had cases of this for some time now. So we are getting the signs that it's a pandemic, because they're now that it's increasing. This is what Dr. Rabbi Cohen is saying. He says people need to avoid those responsible for the spread of monkeypox, period, and cease engaging in the acts if they are doing it, which he refers to sexually transmitted diseases, okay? When it comes to epidemics, there is no diet that can prevent exposure and infection. All it can do is increase your chances of survival. And he says, when it comes to public health, you all need to start either promoting better, thorough health info, or don't promote it at all. Because one piece of information, misinformation or lack of information in a balanced view can cost people their lives. He goes on to say, monkeypox should be something everyone should be afraid of, enough to avoid and take responsible measures to reduce the risk of exposure, including changing their behavior. He says, if we didn't have a bunch of immoral, destructive sexual behaviors, the real major global pandemics, which are 10 times worse than COVID, wouldn't even exist. People today engage in nasty behaviors that lead to diseases that make Bible plagues seem like the common cold. Now, when I read this, I was like, whoa, what's all that? And then it just caused me to do more research about this topic. Because you have a lot of information, especially on YouTube, about this topic now, but a lot of it is 2 years old. So when you go to YouTube and research this topic, it's old information, but guess what? They've been preparing the jab for a while. That's for sure. They must have had a lot of supply left over, in my opinion, why they're pushing it again, because they've had a jab for a while. They've been in the lab with this particular virus, and they've been preparing a jab for it. Now, in my mind, this becomes a matter of trust. When you hear from people like Rabbi Cohen, doctor, expert on this subject, sickle cell, all that, when you hear from people like Ralph Smart, President Trump, all that, you got to actually ask yourself, Madam President, that's me, Madam President, what would you do when you get this type of information from Dr. Tedros that he's declaring an emergency? What would you do, Madam President? That's what I ask myself now. And my gut instinct says, do not trust this government, not one iota, never, ever trust the government on matters of health. Okay. That's my opinion. I'm not telling anybody what to do. This is my opinion. The pandemic says, if it is a pandemic, and I believe we are entering into that phase again, How should we respond? First of all, ask yourself, who do you trust? Who do you trust? And so one of the trust factors comes in knowing the invisible universe that we have within us. So I want to play this for you. Knowledge, as Ralph Smart says, we need to have knowledge, information about what's going on. So I want to again focus on the trillions of microbes that are already inside of us. Why are they there? As you listen to this next audio, 5-minute audio, ask yourself, why did Creator plant trillions of microbes inside of our body? Actually, this actually is an ancient or a 1,000-year history of microbes or ecosystem that transferred over to the human body, because this ecosystem of viruses, fungus, mushrooms, bacteria, it's old as dirt. It really, seriously, old as dirt. And somehow it got transferred into our human body. So what is the purpose of having trillions of microbes inside the body? Is it love or hate that the Creator put them there? Think about it as you listen to this educational, the invisible universe of the human.
When you look in the mirror, think about this. In many ways, you're more microbe than human. There are 10 times more cells from microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, fungi, than human cells in and on our bodies. And our genes are outnumbered 100 to 1 by microbial genes. Scientists even have a name for all these microbial genes, the human microbiome. Now, this might make a lot of people rush for the hand sanitizer. But it turns out most of these microorganisms aren't bad, germs that will make us sick. Most are good. And without these good microbes, our bodies don't seem to do as well. We don't seem to be as healthy, and we actually might get sick more often. So one question is, where do our microbiomes come from in the first place? Well, like a lot of things, it starts with our mothers. As the infant passes through the birth canal, it gets coated with microbes from the mom. These microbes may kind of seed the baby with just the right mix. Combined with bacteria in breast milk and other microbes we encounter early on, they seem to slowly take shape in our first few years of life. The overall mix of our microbes becomes very personal, sort of like a fingerprint or maybe a blood type. But our microbes tend to resemble those of our parents and siblings and may stay with us for much of our lives. They may also be doing all sorts of things, such as educating our immune cells, like this one, teaching them the difference between things they should fight off, bad bugs that might make us sick, and things that aren't a threat, like our good microbes. When we're adults, microbes become our first line of defense, fighting off germs that try to invade our bodies, protecting their turf while protecting our health. Scientists have discovered they can even spew out their own antibiotics. The types of microbes in your body vary depending on exactly where they live, like different ecosystems in nature. There are wet places like our mouths, noses, and armpits, oily places like our scalps and backs, and dry places like our forearms. Different species of microbes have adapted to each of these habitats. The biggest, most important microbial habitat seems to be in the gut. It's the most complex, the most diverse, and everything microbes are doing everywhere else in our bodies, fighting off infections, revving up and dampening down our immune systems, signaling cells, that's all happening in the gut in spades. They even seem to help regulate our metabolisms, how much energy we burn and how much fat we store. So if it's not functioning properly for some reason, because of what we eat, antibiotics we take, that may actually lead to all kinds of diseases. Diseases like colon cancer, colitis, maybe even diabetes and obesity. Some scientists think one reason a lot of diseases are increasing is because we've lost key gut microbes. our microbiomes look far less diverse compared to those of people in less developed countries and earlier generations. And remember how we get our microbiomes in the first place? From our mothers when we're born and from breast milk? Well, some scientists think that too many babies aren't getting that because of all the C-sections and not enough breastfeeding, plus all the antibiotics kids get these days and our obsession with cleanliness. All this may help explain why problems like asthma and allergies have been soaring. Maybe because our microbiomes never taught our immune systems how to work the right way. Maybe swallowing good microbes, probiotics, could prevent and treat some diseases. So could taking prebiotics, essentially food that good microbes love. We end our story with a reminder. This research is really new. We still have a lot to learn about what many of our microbes are really doing. But scientists say that it's getting clearer and clearer that the tiny organisms all over our bodies are essential to our health and happiness.
So there's some advice for us and reminders of why we have this ecosystem in our environment and our body to prevent and heal these diseases. As he said, the increase of diseases is usually or thought of as attributed to the fact that our microbiome is weak and not diverse. And one of the things we keep doing, even with our mouth, modern practices are to get Listerine and all these mouthwashes with alcohol and chemicals in them and rinse our mouth. And so it smells fresh and medicine-y, right? And hopefully we prevent some tooth decay. And all. That is the worst thing you can be doing for your microbiome, which starts in your mouth. You've got all these enzymes and microbes in the mouth to help you digest your food and to kill bacteria that comes in. So I want to advise you to stop using these processed chemical mouthwashes like Listerine that don't do anything to help your microbiome system work better. There's a bunch of things you can do naturally to strengthen this body to fight any invaders, okay? And one of the things we're doing a lot of in our society, American society, even maybe in the Congo, I don't know what they're eating over there, but the practices, the sexual practices are probably weird, like they are here in America. Look at Diddy. If you've been watching anything about Diddy and what's going on in that community, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We've off the chain in our sexual practices and our need to take a sex drug to feel better. So that's part of the problem. If you have friends or you know people who are practicing some strange sex habits, you might want to tap them on the shoulder and say, the pandemic is coming, the pandemic is coming, because the fear is going to be increased. And if you don't have a strong system, and I'm talking about emotionally and physically, you're going to be one of those people who might become a statistic because they're revving it up big time right now and they've got the solution. Remember, problem, reaction, solution is how they work. They've already created a problem. This monkeypox is spreading, even though it's been around for years. Now it's spreading, and as President Trump said, it's an election season. Why do they do this around election? It's the mind of psychopathic, narcissistic men, in my opinion. So let me go to the phones because we're running out of time. It is 8:54 in Florida, and this show is only scheduled for 1 hour, but I'm willing to go overtime if you, the listeners, have something to say about the subject. We want you to leave here in peace and joy and empowered with more information that I share and my listeners share. So let's go to the phones and hear your comment about Plandemic 2024 ? And how should you respond? 773-221. Your mic is open. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. Are you there? 773-221. Come on, we're going once, going twice. We don't have a lot of time. Check your mute button because we don't hear you. I hope Blog Talk's working well. Okay, going once, going twice. Let me go to the next caller. 773-226. Your mic is open.
Yes. Good morning. This is Kofi.
Good morning, Kofi. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm alert. Feel good. That I ain't believe none of this stuff from the start. I can write a book. I can write a book about it on how they did, how they brought the fear mongering and a lot of funny stories and tell us, hey, let's go to the beach. Let's go to the beach. Oh, I'm scared. Why? COVID in the water. They say COVID is in the water. That's one of the funny jokes that I heard people actually say.
Yeah, crazy.
You know, you have a lot of innocent, gullible people who don't think, who don't reason, who don't ask, what is this? They just accept it because it's been heard on the news. You know, I've been telling people this for a long time. I prove it. COVID backwards. We're dealing with witchcraft. Okay, and this is how I explain it to people. They go, really? How you? I said, well, this is how witchcraft works. They'll take a word and they'll flip it around backwards, so you won't understand what it really means. But they know what it is. COVID backwards. You can Google this. It's DIVOC. D-I-V-O-C. That's COVID backwards, right?
Uh-huh.
That word in Hebrew means under evil possession.
Wow. Okay.
You can Google it. That's what the word. We're dealing with witchery and sorcery. You look at the word. One of the variants was called Omicron. BA2, Omicron. And I Googled the word Omicron. Omicron, O-M-N-I-C-R-O-N, was a movie. It's on YouTube. It's a movie from 1963, which was a world pandemic. They did a study on a guy. They injected him with a vaccine to see if they can take over the world using the vaccine. It's a movie called Omicron, which was one of the variants. Oh, yeah. So we don't believe in something, you can break it down. You can break down the science of what they're doing. So I feel really bad. Even today, I mean, these days, it'll be hot outside. I see an elder wearing 2 masks, struggling to walk, barely, they're already sick, wearing a face mask. And I said, ma'am, can you take your mask off outside and breathe a little bit? No, I ain't taking no chances. I said, well, you're killing yourself. Well, I just kill myself wearing these masks. I said, well, you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
You're giving me more air to breathe. Thank you.
Well, here
we have a lot of people that don't question.
Kofi.
And I don't want us to assume that there was a virus.
Yeah.
There was never a virus. It never existed. And it's not coming back because it was never here in the first place.
Well, Kofi, let me say this. I did my first video on Rumble yesterday covering this subject. And if you want to hear more details, I can't cover here because they'll strike me or ban me for misinformation. But I posted on my Rumble about Dr. Ladapo from Florida. He goes into the scientific research that shows that masks are useless. So if you want to learn more about that, you can either Google Dr. Ladapo, the Surgeon General for Florida, and he talks about how he holds up a mask in this meeting and talks about what he feels is going on with masks. So I can't talk about that here. But you're right. People are not informed about the truth about what is going on with the lockdowns, the mask, and the jab. So that's why we're here. What's your response, Kofi?
The whole point was, and I'll say this: our mask is the hair in our nose. That's our protection of any kind of debris or whatever.
Good point. Good
the whole
point.
point was to divide and conquer men and women, separate them. I
Right.
can tell you who's behind all of this pandemic, but I don't want you to get struck. I can tell you, I know the group that's doing it.
So how should, in your
And
opinion,
it's
in
not-
your
it's not just white-
opinion,
it's not just white men.
in your
It's all different colors and shades.
yeah. Okay, so
White men,
Kofi.
black men,
So
black
Kofi.
women, and they all have something in common. They
Kofi.
all have something in
Kofi,
common. And
Kofi.
those are ones
Kofi,
that are
Kofi.
behind this.
All right, Kofi. We got other callers, and we're going into overtime, which I'm okay
I know.
with.
I
want to
I
ask
know,
you. I want to ask you finally,
I can shut it. I'm teaching you how to
Kofi.
shut it
Kofi,
down.
please. What is
I'm
your
teaching you how to shut
response?
it down.
What do you think should be the response of the average intelligent person to this pandemic that they have going? What do you think should be the response for your friends and neighbors?
If it's not a law, y'all call the mandate, which they brought the mandate. If it's not a law, I'm not going to comply to it.
Okay.
And if
Don't
we all
comply.
stand together, if we all band together on that, they can't touch us.
Right. Okay.
It's not a law. Cause they can't pass it into law. They can only use a mandate. That's
Okay.
a suggestion.
All right. All right. So thank you. I'm gonna
Let them know. Let them know right now. Just like Trump has said, let them know right now. We're not complying. Don't even
Right.
bring it back.
Do not comply.
For it.
Okay, thank you, Kofi. That's a great answer. Let me go to the next caller here. 312-882. Your mic is open. Welcome.
We on Yah Shalom, we don't die, we multiply. Black is beautiful as you are. Dr. B, a superstar.
Our poet is
Yes,
here.
We can. This Minister Plump, Robert Floyd Plump in Chicago, Illinois. And thank you for keeping the good news, the right news, the best news on the female solution. Because you are number one. Our health is our wealth. And that's what I'm saying. Thank you to you, because you are a historical Teen 23. And yes, Cooper, you do got a book in you. You know this is Brother Trump in Chicago. I want you to get in touch with me too. And we can help to promote your book, however you want to do it. Because yes, we can. We do that. All power to the people.
Yes.
When we say all the people, we talk about the black, the white, the red, the brown, and the yellow too. And we love you because, Koofy, you're a Team 23 too. That means you're a superstar. Different, but like Michael Jordan. We promote the living and the dead, like Michael Jackson too. And even Richard Pryor. I told Richard, I said, Richard, you're going to have to come back from the dead and help us to solve our problem.
All right now. All right. Well,
there's problems,
Okay.
And I want to tell you, Dr. We got BTHE, and we're going to have a panel discussion, about our situation and our condition. And for us, BTHE, Urban, URBAN, ARK, Media, MEDIA, Arts, ARTS, Center, CENTER.
Okay.
And we're going to have a panel discussion and opening it up for everyone to discuss this thing called, COVID-19 and other discussions that's, community concern and issues, and we're going to have, a special feature, plump music production, to soothe the savage beats, as we say.
Well,
because we need your help. We need the community help. And
absolutely.
Most of all, we need God's help.
All right now. So thank you, Mr. Plump. And as my doctor friend, Rabbi Cohen, says, there ought to be a discussion. He says if we didn't have a bunch of immoral, destructive sexual behaviors, the real major global pandemic, which are 10 times worse than COVID, wouldn't even exist. So I think in your panel, you ought to be talking about the moral, sexual, destructive moral behaviors. That's what Dr. Rabbi Cohen says is driving this new pandemic. Let me go to the next caller, 336-350. Mama AZ, your mic is open. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Dr. V?
Yes, ma'am. How are you this new day?
To be on this side of the dirt. Dr. V, as Brother Kwame said, in the monkey, you take the K out, it's money.
Yes, ma'am.
So put that, everybody, in your peace pipe and drum smoke on it.
Okay.
However, like the rabbi says, the behavior of these creatures on this planet who look like they're human, they're not. And then the next thing I would like for you to, we have a bigger epidemic than the monkeypox. Something was brought to my attention about this little Robinson girl that I sent you a video last night. I don't know why it popped up, but it did. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Women, especially women who look like us, not only are we wanting big booties and all this other kind of stuff, big breasts, but we have a demon within inside of us. And I say we, because we're all connected, no matter what.
Yes.
And we gotta find a way, family of women, especially copper color women, to discontinue demonizing each other, which I feel is much bigger than this bullshit scare about monkeypox.
Okay.
Women, and especially women, not all over the planet, but I've seen some things of women in Chicago. Oh my freaking God. What is going on, Dr. V? Research it.
Yeah.
Have a show about it.
Yes. Okay.
Thank us.
That's a good, excellent point. As Rabbi Cohen said, it's the behavior of people in our society that is creating these diseases and spreading them. So thank you for that. I'll watch that video that you sent me. And remember the Ken movie. I'm going to be talking about that this Sunday with two of my former guests. We're going to talk about what the Ken movie means for those of us who are looking to evolve and have higher consciousness. And that's what's going to protect you again from these pandemics. So let me go to another last caller here. 773.
Admiral Nelson Bay.
Admiral Nelson Bay is on the line.
Yes. I was listening to Naima yesterday, and she mentioned that she underwent a pregnancy or an abortion, which was tubular or something. It's noteworthy that my president, Donald J. Trump, is opposed to abortion, but he will allow it in cases of rape, incest, or the mother's health, to save the life of the mother. And I think we should be well aware of that Democrats should know that it's balanced, that it's not all abortion. It's not anti-abortion in the sense that Vice President Mike Pence's attitude was when it came to cases of rape, incest, or the mother's life because of a botched pregnancy. And I would like our executive producer to bear witness to the fact that President Trump is not opposed to women having abortions in cases of rape, incest, or their very life, which there are rare instances to save their life do require that surgical procedure, that abortion.
Okay,
And
Minister.
Okay,
Okay, but you have taken us totally off topic, Admiral Nelson Bay, and I'd like you to just answer the question. Let's get back on topic and just ask yourself or share with our audience what you think our response should be to this Tedros and the WHO announcing a worldwide epidemic. What do you think is the best response when you have the WHO, who has no rights at all in this country, but what do you think is the best response to this type of fear mongering?
We should have a parallel economy, parallel system of global governance that is for people's life and livelihood and well-being and productiveness. Tedros represents the satanic version of what we say is divine, which is the world order of Baha'u'llah. That's the system of global governance that I personally believe in and that I promote, not the World Health Organization and the World Economic Forum and its misguided attempt to make all of this money, which is going to eventually be worthless. Paper, Federal Reserve currency has no intrinsic value, and I'm promoting a system of governance in which gold is always money, and we recognize that everything else is credit, according to J.P. Morgan.
Okay, that's saying a lot. Thank you for sharing that. We appreciate all of you calling in.
Thank you for listening.
And we're gonna play a little commercial here for your education information about your environment. I want everyone, as they listen to the news or not, and look around, and you might see people start wearing masks while driving in their car all alone. And as I said on my Rumble video, I am really going to be tested not to judge people riding in cars with masks on and nobody's in the car with them. So that's kind of, to me, a level of insanity, but I'm trying really hard not to be judgmental when people behave in a way that is just crazy to me. But let's just listen to this information about your environment. And it starts it starts with observing what is going on around you that you need to be aware of that can improve your health. This is what it's all about. Protecting, as Ralph Smart says, we got to protect our energy. So here's a little my informational commercial about protecting your environment.
Ever wondered why some of the healthiest people still get sick? Or why the occurrence of learning disabilities like ADHD have drastically increased over the last 50 years? How is it that the cancer rate has gone from 1 in 8,000 back in the 1910s to 1 in 2 today? Isn't it odd that even though we are more focused on health than ever before, that there's still been an increase in diseases, disorders, illnesses, and other conditions that destroy your quality of life? What if we told you that the very things you're using in your home to avoid these health concerns are actually what's causing them? If you're the decision maker in your home, you know how overwhelming it can be to keep your family safe. Today, we'd like to welcome you and simply provide you with some important information and shed some light on some health concerns you may not be aware of. Over the last 100 years, thousands of toxic chemicals have been introduced into society because of an excessive overstock of chemicals designed for warfare in the Second World War. Today, as the 2013 documentary The Human Experiment states, quote, 42 billion pounds of toxic chemicals enter into commerce every day. That amount would fill up 623,000 tanker trucks. And as we speak, there are over 80,000 such chemicals on the market in the U.S. Over the last half century, chemical usage has gone up by 2,000%. And it isn't until there are enough people hurt by these products that there are even questions raised. Does this sound familiar? On July 12, 2018, the well-known grocery store brand of talcum and baby powder company, Johnson & Johnson, was ordered to pay a $4.6 billion lawsuit. As it was said, they knowingly covered up asbestos in their product for over 40 years, and we have been trustingly using it on ourselves and our most precious of all things, our newborn babies. As parents, we work hard to keep our families safe and healthy. We diligently try to choose the best brands at the grocery store for our families. After all, keeping a clean home is an important part of good health. But is it possible that cleaning your home is dangerous? 7.3 million American couples have trouble conceiving or carrying a pregnancy to term. This is a 49% increase since 1988. Recent studies have shown that babies that do make it to term are being born pre-polluted, with up to 28 harmful chemicals in their blood, with indicators that over 400 more were present, all without ever eating food, drinking water, or even breathing air yet. It just doesn't make any sense. Studies showed that in 1999, 1 in 500 kids had autism. Today, it's 1 in 59. But the effects don't stop there. As of 2013, the increases over the last 45 years show that life-threatening birth defects has increased 100%. Genital deformities in baby boys has increased 122%. Asthma has increased 80%. Leukemia in children has increased 74%. And ADHD has increased 53%. A 20-year independent study was done by the University of Bergen in Norway. This study started closely tracking a population of 6,235 women and men. They tracked the typical use of home cleaners and how they affect lung tissue of those who use them over a long period of time. Over the course of the study, the participants answered questions about their usage of cleaning products and had their lung capacity tested regularly. In May 2018, the study was published in the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine, which generated global media attention.
So all of that information says to us that we are, number one, very powerful creatures with the ability to make choices. And I pray that all of you will be more conscious about the choices you make for your body and for your health in the coming weeks and months, because the mode of operation is on fear. And I'm glad to have so many awake, conscious people in this audience. So if you missed the beginning of the show, I introduced my new linen poncho. Here it is. And you can order a poncho from my website, and you can see more pictures of how this poncho can be used. Remember, linen vibrates at 5,000 hertz, whereas polyester is 15. So you're wearing plastic that will take away from the health of your body. When you wear linen, it enhances the health of your body. So I thank all of you for joining me this morning. As I said, the Female Solution is going through a reorganization, bringing more quality programs to you and less quantity, meaning hour shows versus 2-hour shows. So we went over about 18 minutes, which is not bad. And I will be here Sunday night on Soul Purpose Healing to bring you a conversation or discussion on the movie Kin, K-I-N. If you haven't seen that, whoa, big, powerful message for us as we are evolving and becoming more aware of the dimensions that we live in and the power we have in our hands, especially. So join me Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Female Solution, again, is running shows, repeat shows for the next few weeks. So as we organize, but I'll be live here every Friday morning because I don't have anything else to do. When my grandchildren aren't here, this is what I'm working on all the time, is how to bring you quality shows with information to help you survive the BS. that Democratic convention, I watched several videos of what was going on. Oh my goodness, we got to be reminded that all politicians are liars, 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 liars. All of them, red, blue, I don't care what party, they all lie. So take everything you heard at those the Democratic with a grain of salt. If you listen to any of it, ooh, it was just irritating to my soul to hear some of the speeches that were lies, just full of lies. Anyway, you are Madam President. I'm Madam President. Let's not wait to elect someone to rule over your life in this country, because they have been doing a poor job of it. Not one mention did I hear in that convention about the number of people suffering, can't pay their rent. And what are you going to do about it? Nothing, because you don't have the power to do anything about it except stuff their pockets. Anyway, that's my political rant for the day. And I'm going to exit now with the closing, female solution closing, saying thank you to our global family and all of you out there who have been here to hear and listen and grow. We are all growing together and becoming the sovereign beings that we were intended to become. So all of you, please have a great day as we say goodbye to our global family. All right, here we go.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
And for all of you in Hawaii, I say aloha, aloha, stand strong. And to all my yogi friends, namaste, sat nam, love you, mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a great day. And I have posted in the chat to go to rumble.com, your holistic life coach, for part 2 of this topic, Plandemic. I give a lot more information on Rumble about what our response is and the information you need to be your powerful self. Mwah. Love you all.